Good afternoon. I'm back again. And how would I describe addiction? Well, one of the ways that, the definition is, having obsession and compulsion over things, put it like that. I'm going to say things because when people say addiction, a lot of times the stigma is that it's drugs. And that's not true. People that eat a lot. They're really, really obese. That's food addiction. You have sex addictions. You have gambling addictions. Let me tell you something. When I got clean, I was no longer addicted to drugs. I became addicted to blue sneakers. I became addicted to renting zip cars with because I had a job and I had a paycheck and it just seemed like I got this money I could rent these cars. And without even thinking about the consequences, at the end result of my actions. It's just that it felt good at the time. And because something feels good to me, I know that my brain loves it 100,000 times more than I do. And it'll start to create scenarios and feelings and thoughts in me to get that thing which it likes just as much as I do, if not more, right? So I found out later on in my recovery process after doing some work on myself that, my addiction, being having this addictive behavior or this addictive personality, I can be prone to be obsessive and compulsive in many areas of my life, not just with drugs or alcohol or foods and things like that. Like I said, things that I like, I'm prone to excessively do that or be a part of it. It's just part of my makeup, right? So when I look at addiction, addiction is so broad, it's so expansive. There's no way to really like kind of pinpoint because it's individualized. Everybody likes, different things. Everybody's obsessions and compulsions about things and people and things around them are different, right? So one of the things that I always keep in front of me is that fact that being a person in recovery, or for those of us with the layman terms, an addict, I know that if I drink a lot of coffee and I like that taste of, say, like French vanilla, I'm prone to do it excessively. It's part of my makeup, right? It's part of my addictive behavior, right? I like playing the bass guitar, so I do it excessively because I like the feel of doing that against my fingers. So, like I said, addiction is a brain function of the brain. It's just, in some instances, it can become a disorder when we do it to the point where it starts to affect my life and my daily living skills. It starts to affect how I interact in my environment, my social environment, my economics. I'm not eating my health, my physical health. When it starts to affect those areas, man, then I need to look at that. Am I obsessing over this? And then once I obsess over something and then I do it, then that's when the compulsion sets in. Like I have to keep doing that. Like my brain kicks in. Like yeah, that feels good. Let's do that again. So as a person in recovery, I gotta be mindful of that. I've already been there with the drugs. I've already been there. I'm obsessing and compulsing over substances. So why can't that brain function of mine uh, uh, click in other areas of my life? It just makes sense to me, you know. I find that to be able to try to define anybody's addiction, that's it's a personal thing. It's individual. It's not a one size fit all kind of thing. For me, like I said, the substances that addiction to the substances, um, there was many components involved in that. Fun, um, then the escapism, you know, the soothing of emotions, you know, just trying to escape reality for a brief moment, because it's all it was, And I so blessed today to be able to recognize that and to get some help with that, um, to talk about what I obsess and compulse over, and also to catch myself coming. Dude, you're drinking a lot of those energy drinks. Wow, what's up with that? Well, dude, every time you go to look in your closet for a pair of shoes to fit your suits, they're all blue. You need to look at that, bro. You know. So yeah, addiction is broad. It depends on the individual. It depends on the individual's tastes. How they acquire their like for things. And then how far they take that. You know, and so yeah, addiction is broad. I can't you know put it in a nutshell. It depends upon the person. We all have our likes and dislikes, and some of us like stuff a lot more than others. Some of us are like, and then don't forget, my brain likes it 100,000 times more than I do. It's like, yeah, this is it, you know. And then once I start, it's hard to stop. Yeah, that's how I describe my addiction. All right, so yeah, so we'll get on with some more stuff on in the next part of my series on how I recover from understanding these things and accepting these things about myself. Peace.